Good morning, boys and girls. Here is our language arts video where we are going to continue on Unit 3, Lesson 3, all about one body, many adaptations. So gather the materials you're going to need, a pen or pencil to write with, your language arts packet, and your animal adaptations book. Please pause the video if you need to gather them now. Welcome back, guys. So let's turn our packet to Lesson 3, and we started it yesterday where we were going over the key details and the main idea chart for our newest reading called One Body, Many Adaptations. Today, we will go over the octopus body parts and the penguin body parts. And remember, we're finding key details from all of our paragraphs, and then we're going to summarize it by writing down the main idea. All right? Now, let's take a look at octopus body parts to survive on page 3. And, well, it's paragraphs 3 through 7. It's actually on page 23. Here we go. So let's open up our book to page 23. And I'm going to break it down like this. I'm going to read each paragraph, and from there, I want to grab the main details from that paragraph. We're going to go all the way from paragraph 3 to paragraph 7. So let's go ahead and begin. The octopus lives in the ocean. Its body is very soft and slimy. This slimy exterior lets an octopus slide into small spaces between rocks on the ocean floor. Its body covering helps the octopus hide from its predators. So what kind of details did I get from here? You're right? So I got automatically that it lives in the ocean. So right here, we're going to have to write really small, boys and girls. I'm so sorry. Lives in the ocean. It has soft and slimy body. Any other details? Right, so its exterior, or the outside of it, helps the predator hide. Exterior, or the outside, is what exterior means. Exterior helps it hide, right? It said it could slip into small spaces or in between rocks or hide itself from its predators. Take a moment if you need to pause the video to write that information down. Okay, let's move on to paragraph 4. Remember, we want key details. So details are things that really stick out to you and say, I think this is important. Okay? The octopus uses camouflage to survive. Pretty important, right? Okay, so it uses camouflage. Take a moment to write that down. There are many different colors on the ocean floor. To blend into its surroundings, the octopus has projections, remember those, sticking out of its skin and special color-changing skin cells. Within 1 second, its body can match the colors, patterns, and textures around it. The octopus is much like the chameleon in this way. So it uses projections and skin changing and color changing, right? So right here where it says uses camouflage, I'm going to write uses projections and color changing. That is amazing. And we can tell from our picture of our octopus that he has all these like little bumps and grooves on him, and those are the projections that we see here. Take a moment to write this down. Let's turn to page 24 to find more key details about our octopus, starting at paragraph 5, one paragraph at a time. An octopus's body has several parts that help it survive too. Okay, so we know it has several body parts. Its best known body parts are its 8 arms with suction cups. An octopus uses its arms for moving, hunting, eating, tasting, and even mating. If it loses an arm, no problem. And another arm will grow back. That is crazy, right? So I see here that from here I got, it has body parts to help it survive, right? Body parts to help survive. It has those 8 arms, right? And I'm just going to put a little colon mark here, and I'm going to write the word 8 arms. There we go. Now I ran out of space, so anything here on paragraph 6 and 7, I'm just going to write here, okay? And it said it could help, the arms help it move and hunt, eat and taste. Let's see what paragraph 6 says. To get away from a predator, an octopus will squirt black ink in from its body. The predator cannot see. Then the octopus can escape unnoticed. An octopus also has a body part that helps it escape quickly. A funnel-shaped tube shoots out water that helps propel the octopus. That I did not know. So right here we have shoots ink at predators. That I knew. Right? And if you've ever seen Finding Nemo, remember when he says, "Oh, I inked myself," right? The little octopus. So shoots ink at predators. It also has a funnel-shaped tube that shoots out water at predators and water. Okay, so it shoots out ink and water to escape. And finally, the last paragraph. The octopus mainly eats shellfish. There's a detail. It uses its mouth to hold down prey and to eat it. Oh, and to eat. Its powerful beak-like jaws break open the shells. Its razor-sharp tongue scoops the animals out. Okay, so here's what we know. We have the octopus mainly eats shellfish. That I got. And we can add in its beak-like jaw and that it has a razor-sharp tongue. So I'm going to put beak-like jaw. I have to write out here with a razor-sharp tongue. Those are all some pretty important details that I think I want to include about the octopus. So knowing what we just read, all these key details, how can we put all the key details together like a puzzle to create the main idea? Well, we know it's about an octopus, right? That's the main idea. But what about the octopus? Okay, we know that the octopus lives in the ocean and it eats all this shellfish. So we know the octopus lives in the ocean. So we don't have to write that it eats shellfish because it's quite obvious that if it lives in the ocean, it'll probably eat shellfish, right? And we have it here anyway in our detail. We don't want to add all the details into a main idea. Main idea is usually just one sentence long, and it has to tie in all these ideas together to make the main idea. All these details together to make the main idea. So we talked about its soft and slimy body, it uses camouflage, it uses projections and color changing, and it uses its body parts and the ink, right? Well, we know the ink is there to help it get away from predators. We know that it uses camouflage in its body projections to hide. And it uses those arms, right? Those arms are body parts to help it survive. So all these things that help it survive, I'm going to write here that the octopus lives in the ocean and has many parts well, actually body parts, right? To help it survive. It had the arms, it had the projections, it has the soft and slimy body, right? It has that ink that shoots out. All of that helps it survive. And it ties in to the title, which is One Body, Many Adaptations. So there we go. Take a moment to copy this onto your chart. And now let's move on to the penguin. The penguin body part starts on page 25, and it starts with just the penguin on paragraph 8. So let's take a look. Remember, we're going to take it paragraph by paragraph to find key details. What are the important parts of paragraph 8? Let's read. Penguins mostly live in very cold places, such as Antarctica. These flightless birds swim a lot. They spend more than half of their time swimming in icy oceans. Predators fly above them and swim below them. So how does the penguin survive these challenges? Adaptations, of course. So we have, it lives in cold places. That's what I got. Lives in cold places. And it's a flightless bird that swims a lot, right? So here I'm just going to write, does not fly, comma, swims. And when I'm writing my details like this, guys, I can just keep it to incomplete sentences. They're just notes. And for the main idea, we'll write a complete sentence. Let's take a look at paragraph 9, because those are the only two real details I got from paragraph 8. So paragraph 9 says, first, the penguin's body covering helps it survive in cold places. Okay, so its body covering helps it. Under its skin, the penguin has a layer of fat called blubber. This blubber keeps the penguin warm. Do you think it's adapted to where it lives? For sure, right? So do its feathers. Like the duck, the penguin has oil on its feathers to keep its skin dry and warm. And I don't know if you've ever been to the park and fed the ducks there, but you'll notice that their feathers never look wet. And it's because it's so oily that the water just falls right off of their feathers and doesn't get it wet. Keeps it nice and dry. So I got a couple of things. Its body coverings help it survive. Help it survive. And the body coverings that I read about in paragraph 8 were its blubber. Blubber to stay warm, right? So it has blubber to stay warm. And then what about those feathers? They have that oily feather, right? Oily feathers. And those feathers that are oily do not get wet. So they stay dry. Oily feathers stay dry. And that's very helpful when you're living in Antarctica, I believe. Take a moment and let's continue. Paragraph 10. Next, the penguin uses camouflage to survive. So uses camouflage. I'm going to write it quickly before I forget. And I wonder how, because remember, camouflage means it's blending into its surroundings. So let's see how it blends. And we're going to write that detail here. Its coloring helps keep it safe. The penguin's black back blends in with the dark water. This makes it hard for predators flying above to spot a penguin swimming. Its white belly blends in with the snow and sunlight. This white coloring makes it hard for predators swimming below to spot them. That is incredible. And it's something that I barely learned, boys and girls. So it's black and white for a reason. It's there to camouflage, right? Uses camouflage. I'm going to draw a little arrow. White blends with snow, right? The white of its belly blends in with the snow. And then the black blends in with that dark water that it's swimming in. Blends with dark water. Oh boy, we have much more paragraphs to go here. Let's hope we can fit it all in. And I think I might use this space over here like I did for the octopus to write in my details from paragraphs 11 and 12. But take a moment, boys and girls, to copy this into your chart. All right, now I'm moving on to paragraph 11 and 12. A little shorter, so that's good. Paragraph 11. Body parts to survive for the penguin. Penguins have wings, but they can't fly. Okay, I think I'm coming across a detail here. Instead, their wings work like flippers to help them swim. Penguins, like ducks, also have webbed feet for better swimming. So we've got webbed feet. I'm going to write it over here. Webbed feet and wings, right? Which act really like flippers, right? Webbed feet and wings to help them swim. I'd say that's an adaptation, right? That they need in order to survive. And I'm going to continue on with the last paragraph. Penguins do not have teeth. Their bill, which is like their beak, is hooked at the end to catch prey. So there's a hook at the end of their bill, their beak. They then swallow their food whole. Oh man. Penguins only swim in salt water. When they catch their food, they take in salt water. Penguins have a special gland in their body that filters excess salt. So that just means it has something in their body that has a special gland that takes out all the salt so that it doesn't hurt or kill them, right? It filters it. So that's pretty incredible. So they have a hooked beak. I got that. I'm going to write it off to the side. A hooked beak swallows food whole. They don't even chew. And they have a special gland, right? Special gland to filter salt water. Wow, we have a lot of information here. I'm going to just draw a line so that I know that penguin and octopus need to be separated. So pause the video, boys and girls, and fill in this information so that you're caught up. Now remember that the main idea is just one sentence that's going to describe all of this. It's like a puzzle piece, remember? Details together create main idea. So we got to fit those puzzle pieces to create one sentence for a main idea. Well, it talks about its webbed feet and wings, the hooked beak, and the feathers. So we're all talking about body parts here. So the penguin lives in where? Cold places, right? So the penguin lives in cold places, and we have that right here. And it has the feathers, it has the beak, it has the webbed feet, it has all these body parts. The gland, right? That's a body part. And it's black and white feathers. That's another part of its body. So all these body parts are helping it to survive in cold places. So that's what I'm going to write here, because those are all body parts, and I'm not going to list them all. It's not going to be that long. I'm just going to say body parts. The penguin lives in cold places and has many body parts to help it survive. And that's it for our chart today. Tomorrow, we will complete One Body, Many Adaptations with the reading of the camel. Nice job today, boys and girls. Man, we learned quite a bit about a penguin and an octopus and how their many different body parts help it survive in its environment. Well done, boys and girls.